Everybody, this is Mark Johnson, and welcome to another episode of MJ Guitars TV. What we're going to be doing today is putting the nut on after we have inlaid, fretted our neck. The next step is to put the string nut on, and so I'll kind of walk you through that. What we'll start off with here is a material called micarta. And it's a very hard material. It wears really nice, and so the strings will not wear through it real easily. I think it's a material that's made of paper and epoxy, kind of like phenolic, but a little bit different. And so we start off with this. I buy it in this big sheet form. We're going to rip it, chop it, radius it, and so let's do that. But before I do that here, I just wanted to draw your attention to something. Maybe some of you are wondering, does he ever change his clothes? You know, I want to assure you, yeah, I do. You know, I just got, all of my clothes kind of look the same here. And so it looks like I don't change them. But when I was thinking about this, I was reading a book here, and it was about the settlers coming to California in 1849 because of the gold rush. And you know, that was really difficult. Most of them came overland on, you know, with wagons, and it was very, very difficult. And in this book it mentioned that there were some that did not change their clothes at all during the entire trip. In fact, it mentioned that some of them didn't even take their shoes off. And
that's as close as I come to them.
So anyway, I just wanted to assure you that, yeah, I do take my shoes off. I do it about 4 times a year. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get serious here, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip this, and we're going to go over to the bandsaw here. And what I have set up is a fence right here, and I want to rip this in 3/8 wide, and this is 3/16 thick micarta. Let's do that. Hey, watch your fingers now. So we got it ripped, and so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop it. In order to do that, I'll take the fence off here, and we want to be sure and save this fence. So I'm going to do that. And I've got this fixture here that I made. It kind of fits in the little slot there, and you just, it's got an automatic stop on there, so it will automatically chop it to the right width. So there we go. We've got the beginnings of a nut blank. So we're going to go over here, and the next step is we're going to want to radius this, because the fingerboard has a radius and we want to match that. Before I do that, I'm going to take this, and I just want to make sure that the bottom of that is flat, and I kind of cut this little edge off there so that it'll fit tight in the against the neck and the headstock there. But one thing I forgot to tell you about is sometimes when I glue this fingerboard on, there's a little bit of glue that squeezes out there, so I got to make sure that that's off. And in order to do that, I got to put my glasses on. And I found that a dull straight screwdriver works best for cleaning that out. All right, so I'm just going to check this, make sure fits in there nicely. Yep, I like that. No rocking, fits in there perfectly. Now this here is another tool that I made here. Again, we machined this right here. And so it's set up with the right radius there. It has it'll also put the bevel on the nut. And what I do is I just put it in there, toggle clamp it down, and it's ready to radius. Let's do that. So we've got that radius, and it has a little bevel on it there so that the strings can go over the nut at an angle. And then the next step we're going to do is simply glue it in place. Now I don't even have to check this here, because as I mentioned before, we do everything exactly the same on this. The fingerboard's the same thickness, everything. This has already been set up so that it'll be the right height for the strings. With a little bit of super glue. I'm going to put a couple of dabs there. Put it in place. Let it dry, and that's it. We're done. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate it.